Welcome back, guys. Today's episode we are going to be detailing the inside of the Ram. We decided to make a whole just a separate episode for the detailing of the interior just because this one is so bad that we decided to make a whole episode because it's going to be quite a bit of work to get this done. And we got the Ram back there, and then we also have all the different supplies and everything that we're going to be using. Pretty much going to be using everything that we have, everything that we've tried and haven't tried to try getting this Ram cleaned out because it was a smoker truck and it was pretty dirty. So it's the smell, the dirt, just a combination of everything. So we're going to try cleaning it out. So let's check out what we're going to be using. Alright, so here's some of the stuff that we're going to be using. Most importantly, this light here, we can hang it on the roof and it'll be hanging basically from the roof and lighting up the whole truck because you can't clean everything if you can't see it. Then we got the vacuum, we got a steam machine, leaf blower, carpet cleaner, got a whole bunch of magic erasers. Decided to get a couple of different ones, just try it out, see if these cheaper ones work the same as the name brand. Got some smoke eliminator, glass cleaner, some tire shine, detail spray. You got some degreaser, carpet cleaner, and some basically it's supposed to absorb any smells into itself. Then we got some detail brushes and some microfiber rags. Alright, so we're basically pulling out everything that we got to try clean this up. Let's take a quick look at it again and to see how dirty this thing is. Alright, so one of the things that I decided to try was one of you guys had commented to put newspaper in there. And I've had a couple of different sets in there. And to my surprise, it actually got a good amount of the smell out of there. Because when we originally got the truck, as soon as you open the door, I mean, that smell, the smoke smell was really strong, and it just hit you in the nose right away. With this newspaper, I had 3 different times that I switched them out to new ones. It actually is not as pungent anymore. So surprisingly, the newspapers work. So let's get those out of there and take a better look at what we got going on. All right, now that we got all the garbage cleaned out of the truck, we got the all-weather floor mats. Decent condition. I think they'll clean up nicely with the pressure washer and some degreaser. A little bit of use a brush to scrub them down, pressure wash them. They should look pretty new. We got ash everywhere. We got some. This guy was just construction, pretty heavy duty. The seats aren't too bad. I mean, there's a couple little stains and stuff like that, but nothing too bad. As you can see, those windows from the outside are clean. That's all from the inside of the truck. The same thing there, that's all on the inside. This one's not too bad. Actually, this is probably the cleanest door panel part here, but I mean, even the inside of the glove box, everything. Center console. We got the headliner that's got some stains on it. The visors, everything. And we contributed a little bit to the dirtiness of it, but not much. Like all the white there, that's from us doing the body work. This is the worst part of the truck, is the driver's side area. It's just filthy. The cluster, I mean, everything. It's just really dirty. So the first thing is we are gonna get the cabin filter out, and then we are gonna use the leaf blower. I saw it on some of the videos when I was doing my research to help me with cleaning this truck out. Did as much research as I could, watched some videos, of what other people have done. So I'm going to try everything I can to get this truck smelling and looking like new again. So the first part is we are going to get this glove box out to see what the condition of the air filter is. Alright, so to get this glove box off, got this little part there, you squeeze these and this comes out. Oh wow. There's no cabin filter. The hole was never knocked out and there's no cover. So that probably explains a lot of what is this. Basically everything that's going is just flying around and there's no filtration system whatsoever. See guys, that right there, that's supposed to have a hole in it and a cover. There's nothing on there, and I mean, that's just all the dirt. I'm sure that's contributing to a lot of the smell. Alright, so we'll put this glove box, we're going to blow some of that out with the compressed air, and then we are going to put the leaf blower through the vents, because I never thought of it before, but I saw it in a different video, that there is going to be a lot of ash and a lot of stuff that's contributing to the smell inside the air ducts, because if they turn on the recirculate, it's all coming back in and staying in there. So we are gonna turn it on, put it on the first position for it to blow out of the vents. We'll blow all that through, and then we'll switch it to all the different other positions, blow everything through, and then after that's done, we'll start vacuuming. Alright, so let's try this leaf blower. I'm guessing the leaf blower works better than compressed air because this just produces that much more bigger volume of air where it can break everything loose, whereas the compressed air is more concentrated. I'm going to put on this respirator because I don't know what's going to fly out of there, so let's see what happens. Alright, so we tried the leaf blower. There wasn't anything that came out. I'm sure it probably broke some of the dust loose, but I was expecting like a cloud of ash to come out of there or something. So we're also going to spray some of this AC and heater duct cleaner right into where it's sucking the air into. I got it set on recirculate, so give this a try. You got to try everything to get this smell out. Alright, we got that air duct cleaner stuff in there. Turned it off, let it soak in there. While we're doing that, in order for me to fully clean this truck, I'm going to take out the passenger and driver's side front seats. That way I can clean the seats completely all the way around, and then I can also get all the carpet and all the trims and everything that has to do with it. The back seats we're not going to take out because they fold up and they have quite a bit of a mechanism to them, so I'm not going to attempt to take those off. So we're going to go from there. Alright, got the seats out, and as you can just take a look over there, I mean, there's no way we would have been able to clean that out properly without taking the seats out. It's just absolutely filthy. This side's not as bad, but still, this area between the seat and the center console always gets a lot of stuff. Get some pills or something. So we're gonna vacuum everything up, try picking up as much of this dirt as possible, and then we'll start working our way from the top going down. Alright, so it's already looking better. Any trims that are easily removed, I'm removing. So it's already starting to look a lot better. I got the headrests out of there. I got this half of the headliner vacuumed. I can say, I don't know, you can't really see it on the camera, but I can tell a difference in person. It took off a lot with the vacuum. Also remove these headrests. I don't think this truck's ever been cleaned since it was new, or at least cleaned good. So that's what it looked like. Already looking better, but still far from being done. Alright, beginning to vacuum the driver's side of the headliner. So you can see all this. This is all from, most likely from the guy smoking. And just with the vacuum, right there you can see the line. It's actually getting a lot of that dirt out of there. And the reason I'm doing that is so that when I start to clean the headliner itself, I'm not pushing that dirt and tar and whatever else that comes from the cigarettes deeper into the headliner. So it's actually coming out pretty good, and then hopefully we can clean up the rest, like just that little bit that's left over there. Alright, so I finally got everything vacuumed up as much as I can. It's looking better, but the headliner, a lot of it actually cleaned up, especially in the middle where the light is, but right over the driver door, that stain, still gonna have to work at it to get that out. But it did take a lot of the dust and ash and everything that was there out with the vacuum. So next step that we're gonna do is, we have this little machine. Normally there's a tank here that we'd fill with a solution, and this basically flops around in there, and this actually, a bunch of dirt that the vacuum can't get, this will bring up, and then we'll also use this to clean all the trims, the doors, like all those hard to get into areas. This does a really good job with a little bit of put a little degreaser in there, and it does a really good job of getting that all cleaned out. So let's see how much more dirt is left in this carpet. Okay, I think I'm finally done vacuuming the carpet. I think it's about the best I can get, but I think it turned out pretty good. It looked a lot worse. Now it's got some definite life to it. Pretty much looks like it's new. So I'm really happy with just a simple vacuum, what it did. The driver's side was the worst. I got most of the dirt out. I couldn't get everything out. You can see this a little bit because that looks like that. But I'm guessing this guy mostly drove by himself. I mean, we got the sides and everything. Just the middle had all that dirt in there. But hopefully most of that will come out with when I wash the carpets. But otherwise, I mean, there's a couple little areas. But for the most part, it does look like it's brand new again. Alright, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm just winging this. I'm going to be trying to get some of the spots, whether they spilt some cola or whatever. There's a couple of stains on the headliner, and then also that area that's by the driver door. I'm just going to use some dish soap and some degreaser. I have a second cloth, so I can dab it dry and try pulling some of that stuff out. And actually just saw these. Probably going to wind up trying to use these to work some of the areas out. I don't know what's gonna happen, but let's see. Alright, well, seems to be working, so we'll just continue on. Alright, so getting ready to wrap up day one of cleaning the interior. The headliner came out real good. Still gonna steam it to make sure everything, kill all the bacteria, anything that's left in there. Got the dash pretty much cleaned up. All the vents, everything's looking nice and clean. So we'll come back tomorrow. Alright guys, so we're continuing to clean. Got these windows. So this right here, this is just from this little window in the middle. I mean, you can see the huge difference between seeing through it and not seeing through it. That's how dirty this whole truck is. Alright guys, so we're continuing with the magic sponge to go around all the trims and everything. Right now, I'm actually one of the other tricks that, one of the things that I saw that's important is to get the seatbelt all the way out. I got the greaser and dish soap in here. And then we'll just use the dry one to pick up whatever else is left out.
Wop-a-doodle-doodle-wop. Beep-beep-a-doodle-whoa. Diddle-diddle-wop-a-ba-ba-doo. Crazy talk means I love you.
Alright guys, so we're making good progress. It's taking longer because we got other things that I've been doing in between. But otherwise, this is making good progress on it. It's probably a total of 2 days that I've been working on it. And finally to the dirtiest part of the truck. So let's check it out. We'll look at this, and then we'll throw it on the time lapse again, and we'll see the before and after. I mean, we can see how, I mean, that's just black right there. The inside there, I mean, just this whole area is very dirty. Good thing also, I decided to get some of the non-name brand magic sponges. They work pretty much the same. They don't last as long, but they work the same and probably last just almost as long as the name brand ones. And this is number 6 that I'm going through. So normally if you get the name brand ones, there's like 6 of them in there. I'd be at the end of the pack. So good thing I got these. Let's get this cleaned out and we'll see how it turns out. Alright, so we got the real color showing up there, and we can clearly see a difference, or we can actually see how dirty this is. So I got my work cut out on this part of the truck because this guy probably mostly drove by himself. That's why the rest of it was really dirty, but it wasn't as bad as this area. But probably going to wind up using 2 magic sponges just on the driver's side. So let's get to cleaning it. Alright guys, so let's see how dirty this steering wheel really is. Even on clean cars, it's usually pretty dirty. And that's not me even trying to really scrub it. Alright, so we got everything magic sponged, everything's looking nice and clean, with the exception of a couple little scrapes and nicks, but you can't wash that off. But otherwise, the rest of it, I mean, it cleaned up real nice. I mean, everything cleaned off, really happy with it. So now we are going to use the steam. Alright, so now we're going to use the steam to go through all the vents to try killing any bacteria or any of the smell in there. And then after that, we're going to put the attachment on there and go through the headliner. Alright, so now time to do the headliner. I put a microfiber rag around there. That way I can still get the heat, but it's not going to get the headliner too wet. And I'm also going to grab my other rag to basically, if anything does get too wet, I can blot it out. Alright, let's give it a sniff test. No? Don't smell any cigarette from it. So, but I can definitely feel that you can still see there's still a lot of heat in there, so it's working. So hopefully that does kill it. Alright, so the seats still, even though I cleaned them, they still have a smell. You can still slightly smell it. So I'm gonna go over them with this too. Alright guys, now that we had everything cleaned out, I actually left the truck with the doors closed over the weekend and came back today, and there was still a little bit of a smell of the cigarettes left. So I just was smelling around and I popped one of these out, and you could just smell everything coming out of there. So that's the only spot that I didn't clean yet. So I decided to take all the panels off and clean the insides of them. And this one I got pulled off, and you can see all this right there. That's all ash somehow getting in there from them driving around. Windows open, I don't know. But it was getting in there, and all that smell was coming basically. Like the seats, the carpet, the headliner, I didn't smell anything, and it was just coming from the door areas. So I pulled those off, so I'm going to take the time to pull all 4 off and get all this cleaned off. And once I get that all cleaned off, hopefully that will get rid of the last of the smell. Alright, well, we got the door panels all taken off, cleaned, and put back together. So this is what they look like after we cleaned them. They do have like little scuffs and stuff that we can't do anything about. So we are gonna go over the cabin, the door panels, all the basically black trim that you can really see that stuff with some detail spray. Once we get the detail spray done, we are gonna go ahead and put these seats back in, and the interior will be complete. Alright guys, now that we got everything detailed, got the detail spray done, you can see it gives it a lot better look to it, kind of conditions it, makes it look like it's newer. Alright, now that we got that done, we're going to get these seats in there. Alright guys, so the detailing of the inside is finally done. It was a lot of work, but I think we got the smell out, most of it out. And now the very last step that we're going to do is we got an ozone machine that we are going to run through there to get any of the last of the smell. Run that, let it go through everything, let it do its thing. And once that's done, hopefully that smell doesn't come back, because I'm pretty sure it got everything minus getting the dash out. But everything else I took apart, cleaned. There's a lot of ash that I cleaned out, but otherwise it's looking really good. It's way better looking condition than what it was when we got it, when we started. So that's it. That's it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Maybe you picked up some tricks, or maybe you guys can give me some tricks or tips for the next one that I clean. So leave those down below in the comments, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.